Hello again, and thank you for joining Jeff and Jenny's Classic Restorations. Well, I'm finally back. At least I had a couple of spare videos to put out, but I've been working on the engine, trying to get little bits and pieces done, and it's taken ages with different bolts and screws to clean up as well, little bits and pieces. Jenny's still on her old scratching mode again now, so she's got her Queen Elizabeth I collar on, and I was off last week for 3 days due to the cold never particularly clearing up, but I ended up with some sort of throat infection, which is getting better now, but I was off last week for a few days, so it's been a hard few weeks. But anyway, I have managed over the last few weeks to prepare the engine now, so we're going to try and get that back together again now, and we'll carry on from there. Well, firstly, before we start, I just thought I'd show my mother-in-law's friend finally done my net curtains now. They're sort of like a dark grey, and you can't see from outside inside, so it's a little bit more privacy in here now, so I won't get anyone shouting through the window asking for any help. So let's move on with the engine. Right, so as I say, this has taken me quite a while to do, over a couple of weeks. I haven't had much time off. It's been mainly 7 days in a row, and 2 off, and 7 and 2. By the end of the month of November, I start to get a little bit more time off. And I say last week I was off for 3 days from work, which couldn't do anything. I was a terrible sore throat and that. But we're getting there slowly. But anyway, let me just show you what I have been doing. As I say, I should do that last time. That was powder coated the air filter cover, and I painted that black in the end with just normal paint. It's all been cleaned. It actually wasn't bad at all inside, so it's all polished as best as I can. Can't get it 100%, but that's all back together. The carburetor, I would like to say I powder coated this, but I couldn't in the end. This is just normal paint with lacquer. This is the magneto cover. That's all done, and I decided to not paint the whole engine. That's a bit same like the carburetor. I've actually tried to polish it. It's all clean, but you just can't get the shine on it, but that doesn't matter too much. The clutch bit here, that's been done, and I've now put the decompressor back in now. That was all clean inside there, so that's all back together. So the plan today is to get the engine back together, and then I plan to try and get it temporarily fitted to the bike for now, just because I told you last week about I've got 2 exhaust pipes, one of them that came with it fitted, and the other one which I was given, which should be the one that I actually would like to put on there, because I've got the chrome exhaust pipe. But I'm going to have to get the engine in, so at least I can see what I need to do to get either use the other exhaust or the one we've got. So we'll get this back together. I did get another, it hasn't really made much difference looking at things. This is the new bearing for the small end on the but it doesn't, looking at it, it doesn't make much difference, but at least it's a new one. Inside here I've lubricated all that up anyway, which was okay, and that really is very smooth in there, so that's all okay. So we'll try and start to get this back together again. Well, if you remember, I used this before. This is Hylamar blue gasket jointing. I had to buy some more obviously because the last lot was in the fire. So what I'm going to do, we've got the new gasket ready, so I'm just going to smear a little bit around there to start with, without going too mad. And then I'll put some on the other side of the gasket. So I'll just go around, do that, and this side, and then we'll try and get the piston on. Okay, well that's on now, the gasket. Now we're going to do a bit of the messy part now. So we need to put a little bit of 2-stroke on this bearing. Inside there as well. Okay, so that can slip in there. Move this across a bit so you can see. Right. now try and get the piston on. So it's obviously got some oil on as well. So piston has got a bit towards the front, which would be that. So the front of the engine is there. So this is the awkward bit now. Try and get this over, and then try and line all that up together with this. And the bearing. Yeah, so this is going to be a lot of mucking about. So what I do, I'll get all this lined up, get that in this gudgeon pin, and we just got I just need to get these clips on afterwards. So I'll come back to you. I'll get this gudgeon pin in, get these little clips hooked back in again, and we'll try and get the cylinder on. Okay, so the piston is now in with the little clips, and I've oiled it up a little bit with some more two-stroke. I've also greased the cylinder as well with some two-stroke, so hopefully, so we've just got to try and get this on, squeeze these rings together, and hopefully it'll be all right, hopefully. Yeah, he says, bring that up again. Just got to try and squeeze these rings together. Never straightforward. Need about 3 hands for it. Anyway, you get the idea. I'll just persevere, get this over the top, and we'll carry on. It's finally on after a bit of mucking around. I haven't done one of these for a while. I forgot that you've got little pins where the piston rings go, and obviously where the gaps in the piston rings are, they have to go onto those little pins, so it's got room to contract. So now if we just we can turn that now, and that's lovely and smooth in there now. So what we do now, we get the cylinder head bit on. We won't need any of that blue stuff for that. We've just got a metal one for that. Make sure we get that on there, putting that off, something in there. Okay, go on there. Hopefully. There we go. We can put that on. These ones I've cleaned up and painted. If you remember, they were all brown. These have been painted. There's a little bit of filler there. Apparently there's 2 holes. It's obviously for another one, but I've left that as it is, so it's not 100% there. But the engine number and model number there, I took this off and cleaned it, but I can't get any more out of that without rubbing the numbers off or the letters and everything. So that's been restapled back, not pot riveted back on. So these can go back on now. And I've got some, stand it somehow. Right. Some new washers for it. And the bolts I've cleaned up best as possible. The nuts, should we say. Right, okay, it's all going to be fingers and thumbs. So let me just get these on and I'll come back to you. Okay, I'll just move down to the floor now, which is probably going to be a bit easier. They've all been tightened up diagonally and torqued down, so that's okay. Before we just carry on, just going to put these on. This is the inlet manifold. Now I already put some of that blue glue on there again. Make sure we get this the right way round, which looks like that way. Okay, not quite there, is it? There we are. Okay, and this little thing for the what they call it, HT lead, and we can put some of them on there. Take the gloves off, this is all awkward with gloves on. Okay, one of them on there, locking washer. And that one. And that one. New nuts. Okay, let's get those tightened up. Right, okay, so that's on. So we get this back. I'm only going to loosely put this on for now, just as I may have to do a few points adjustments or cleans. This has all had a bit of a clean up, but it's the best I can do with that one. And if we remember, this is that doesn't feel right. Bear with me. Remember, for doing that, it's that way. So I haven't got a piston stop in there, so we just loosely do that. So I'll probably have to come back to this one. That's it. There we are. Yeah, so that's turning the piston now, but that'll do. That will do for now. And then we've got this side to do, which is the clutch side. This one's a little bit more awkward because we've got a wood rough key in there. So let's see if we can do that without losing it. It goes in there. Right, this one's going to be a bit fiddly. I've got to just get this wood rough key either in there or there. I've never had one of these before, but so let me get that on, and that clutch plate will be done. That little key thing is in there, very awkward. Just a tiny little bit of grease on there, which stuck into the channel in there, and that's just slipped onto it now. So I'm just going to tighten this one up. I have put the piston stop back in, just to give this one a bit extra. Tighten up. And so this one will, once it's all in, these can all have an extra go. And same with the this side, whilst I'm at it, whilst the piston stops in, I'll just give this a little bit more. Remember that tightening is the opposite. There we go, just for now. Right, there we go. As you can see, Jenny's been interested to see this coming together, haven't you, sweetheart? You have, yeah. Right, okay. Right, as I planned, I hope to get this engine in now because I want to see which of the exhaust pipes I need to clean up. So I put this little centre bracket in now, or a little centre holder thing. And now this has got to go each side. Like that, we can get the bolt in through there. somewhere. Oh, there we go. Always. What's that going to go? That's going to go through there. So I'll try and do this without damaging the paintwork too much. There we go. That's it. Right, okay. That one in temporary. Guys, there's always one in there. Alright, so it's just temporary. It now gives me a chance to see where we're going to put the exhaust pipe. I mentioned before we've got the choice of two here. This was the one that came with it, so there's the brackets that hold that onto the frame there. This is the one I'd want to use because I bought this chrome pipe for it, and this is what would originally have been on here. So that fits in there, but I'll just move the camera around for you there a minute. We'll just come around a bit. That. Okay. As you can see, that goes in there, and that's obviously a long way back. So I don't know. I think that probably does go in quite a bit more. Let me just have a little fiddle with this, and I'll come back with you. I'll have a little fiddle with this. I've turned it round the other way round, and so the brackets are now closer. So it's just, if I put that in there, as you can see, that should, if we're lucky, should, I don't know, this is a bit of a weird one, isn't it? It should, I can't see any reason why it can't go in there. That exhaust pipe is just a bit close to that. I'm going to have to look into that one, I think. But whichever one we use, it will be the one I'm going to refurbish a bit. So, but we'll leave it at that today. At least we've got the engine sort of half in. A few little bits to finish off, but tightening all this up and everything. But I'm going to work on that one for a few days, I suppose, when I get a chance, and see if there's a way of doing that. Back again. Just been looking at the diagram for the AV7 engine. Well, we've got two. This one, which I was hoping to put on, or the one that was originally on there. So it looks like they both had, you could have a choice. Well, we know that one fits. So I think we're going to have to go with that one. Clean that one up and give that a paint. And, I'll come back to you when I get a chance once that's done. And we'll do some other things as well. But I think we need to start concentrating on the back wheel or the back mud guard and get that painted as well, and then we can start thinking about painting some of the stuff I've got in primer over there and that. So yeah, that's a big step forward now with that in. I think, as I say, we'll stick with this one. It needs a good clean and well, paint everything. It's not too bad, but not for me. So we'll stick with that one. So that's the one we'll go for. Well, there we are. We'll finish that off for today. Jenny's been watching the proceedings, haven't you, darling? You've been interested, haven't you? Yeah. So I'll get one with that exhaust separately, just rub it down, paint it, degrease it, and what have you. As I say, it doesn't look like we're getting there, but once all the major bits are done, if I get the back wheel done and the mud guard, we can start getting things back together again properly. I've still got the handlebars. That's another nightmare job, but yeah, it feels like we're getting somewhere, but where we hadn't before. So please subscribe if you do like the videos. Apparently 85% of viewers are not subscribers, so if you do happen to watch a video, I really would appreciate it if you could just subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, but that would help our channel go a long way. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and you take care out there, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.